My name is Nizandawa, Director of Works, Mambo Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Kennedy Piri, the District Planning Officer, Mambo Town Council. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. I'm Solofina Kavunda, Internal Auditor, Mambwe.
Thank you very much, honorable members of Parliament. Honorable Simomba.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning, everyone. Mambwe Town Council, you're most welcome to your committee and Happy New Year to you. I'm Honorable Simumba Lucas, Member of Parliament for Nakonde. Thank you very much.
Chair, I greet you. Good morning. Good morning, the permanent witnesses. Good morning, Mambwe Council, and welcome. Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose, representing the special people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province and a member of the committee. Thank you.
Chair, good morning. My name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I'm a member of the committee. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Chair. Morning, honorable members of Parliament of this committee. Morning, our permanent witnesses, and good morning, Mambwe Town Council. This is Honorable Luhamba Mwine, Member of Parliament for Mangango constituency in Western Province. And I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. And Mutelo Mishek, MP for Mitete, Mambwe Council. You are welcome to your committee. Happy New Year. Feel relaxed. It's your committee.
Chair, I'm grateful. Good morning. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. Good morning, Mambwe Town Council. My name is Singombe Edgar, representing the people of Dundumwezi, Mkalomo, Southern Province. You are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mambwe Town Council. Under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, members enjoy immunity in the House, and the same immunity is extended to you when you appear before any parliamentary committee, that whatever you say during our deliberations will not be used against you. However, if you choose to willfully mislead this committee, the same Cap 12 will be used against you. And I have no doubt in my mind that you wouldn't take that route and that you're going to give us factual information this morning as we deliberate the information that will be very useful for us to be able to generate a very good report, a report that will submit before the main house. With that said, I will now invite you, Council Secretary, with further guidance that you submit in this fashion, that you read the query, the management response, the action taken, and of course the remedy that you are offering. So in that fashion, you may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, with your permission, I'd like to submit, Chair, that I submit some amendments. Please or corrections.
Go ahead.
Chair, page 3 of Mambo report.
Page 3.
Page 3 of Mambo report, Chair.
Honorable members, on page 3.
On the cause of query, Chair.
Yes.
After the full stop on the cause of query, Chair, we want to add that due to the fact that the reversals were added to the amount spent. Due to the fact that the reversals were added to the amount spent, Chair. Fact.
On page 3.
On page 3, failure to follow Constituency Development Fund guidelines.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Then the cause of query, Chair. Then there's the 2022 CDF allocation as the last statement and the full stop. So I was saying, Chair, that from the full stop we had the statement due to the fact that the reversals were added to the amount spent.
Okay.
Chair, on page 4. Chair, on page 4, we have provided a table on top there, Chair.
Yes.
So the serial numbers, there is 01, 02, 03. The other one is again 03, Chair. If we, with your permission, we say 04 and the last one 05. The serial numbers in the table were provided.
The numbers are not there, isn't it?
They are there in the serial numbers.
Oh, I see. I'm looking at on the reverse on top. Yes?
Thank you, Chair. Then the same on the administrative cost, serial number 2, 5%. Chair, the figure there, it should read 1,285,000. We remove a 0. There are 4 digits inside there, Chair. 285. Then we remove the next 0.
285. Okay.
Chair, on number 3 and number 4, the 20%. Number 3 and number 4, the 20% amount. Chair, instead of reading 483,3,000, it should read 4,883,000. 4,883,000. Those are the two amounts in 3 and in 4. Chair, also in 4 itself, youth and community empowerment, the 60% loans, 60% loans should read, yes, page 4. Sorry, Chair, page 4.
In the table, yeah.
In the table, youth, women, and community empowerment, that is row number 4. The 60% loans should read 2,929,800. 2,929,800. Number 4, 04 in the table. Youth, women, and community empowerment. Then we have 60% loans. It is reading 2292, but it should read 2,929,800.
2,929,800.
So, Chair, and on page 15, Chair, that's the last amendment. On page 15, Chair, if we are there on page 15, the statement, applications for bursary are demand driven, therefore funds are allocated and paid as per number of applications received, approved, and verified. I missed the word verified. And verified. Thank you, Chair.
Can now submit.
Chair, having said that, allow me to go to my report now to submit.
Go ahead.
Chair, preliminary issue. I don't know whether it is only my document.
Yes, sir.
The document that I have, Chair, is not signed. So how authentic is my document?
Chair, I signed the submission, the letter of submission, and forwarded to Secretariat.
Okay.
It's fine then.
At the end.
Yes, Chair, page 15 is signed. Maybe I just missed that one. My apologies. Chair.
All right, proceed.
Chair, I'm on page 1. The report has Part A and Part B. Part A is specific audit findings. Then Part B is the cross-cutting issues, Chair. So Part A, community projects. On page 1, poor workmanship, Mutundumula crossing point. Chair, I go to page 2 where there is cause of query. Page 2 where there is cause of query. Chair, management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that a 10-meter stretch from the box culvert was eroded out of the total 250 meters embankment constructed following the heavy rains and subsequent floods that were experienced in the area. The flood, Chair, led to the stream changing its initial course, thereby channeling all of its water to the constructed box and ring culverts, thus rendering them inadequate, Chair, to accommodate the changed course of water flow. And Chair, this led to water flowing on top of the constructed culverts, which caused the gravel to erode. Chair, action taken. Management wished to state that the 10-meter eroded stretch was re-gravelled and compacted in order to limit the situation. Chair, below, see the photos below, and also refer, Chair, to Appendix 1. Appendix 1, Chair, refers to progress report and the flood report. Remedial measures. Chair, in future, to ensure a concrete riding surface to the embankment so as to counteract any form of soil erosion that may seemingly occur. Additionally, Chair, to construct more box and ring culverts along the 250-meter stretch in order to give adequate relief to the increased water volume. Chair B, youth, women, and community empowerment grants. Youth, women, and community empowerment grants. So, Chair, the query is failure to follow Constituency Development Fund guidelines, page 3. Management response on cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's finding that council disbursed amount totaling to 2,033,300 as grants, resulting in over expenditure of 229,067 under the 2022 CDF allocation, Chair, due to the fact that the reversals were added to the amount spent. Action taken. Management wishes to report that after a detailed analysis of the ledger cards and bank statements, it was established that there were some reversals that were made by the bank. Chair, the captured amount of 2,033,300 was a result of several payments which were made to the bank without reducing the reversed amounts totaling to 116,000 as indicated in the table below. Page 4, Chair. Further, the computation of the CDF allocation shows 40% of the 20% of CDF received after deducting the 5% administration cost amount, Chair, to be 1,953,200. Chair, our partner on top there had quoted 1.8, supposed to be 1.9 million. As the table shows below, that's why I had put that table. Chair, remedial measure. Management will ensure that budgeted and disbursed funds are within the allocated ceilings to avoid over expenditure or under expenditure. 2, irregular disbursement of empowerment grants. Senzi general dealers. Management response and cause of query. Chair, management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that during the technical appraisal process of scrutinizing the empowerment grant applications, documents accompanying the applications, which include certificate of registration are inspected alongside the business proposals and confirmation of other specific requirements. However, Chair, due to the overwhelming response from applicants, of which 407 applications were received from the community members from various wards, out of which 111 were approved. The technical appraisal was delayed also, Chair, as some ward development committees did not make the submission of the applications in time, leading to reduced period of the technical appraisal committee to undertake the appraisal. This, Chair, regrettably led to one of the applicants being recommended for funding without meeting all the minimum conditions. Action taken. The group was advised to pay the funds, to pay back the funds following this anomaly. Follow-ups, Chair, on the group were made, and the group failed to comply, and the matter has since been reported to police, since this is a public fund. Chair, Appendix 3, we have the letter to the group and also the letter to the police. Remedial measure, Chair, management will ensure that there would be beneficiaries under the Women, Youth and Community Empowerment grants meet the minimum requirements as provided for in the CDF guidelines. 3, misappropriation of cooperative funds, Kunenepa general dealers. Management response and cause of query, Chair. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that the community was fully sensitized on the usage of the CDF, chaired by the bank, the council officials, and the leadership in the district. Unfortunately, even after this sensitization, the group did not use the funds for the purpose it was applied for. Action taken, Chair. On page 6. Management wishes to report that the group members were written to and instructed to deposit back the funds into the CDF bank account. Chair, the group members have failed to pay back the funds. Follow-ups have been made, but the members have failed to pay back the shared funds. Management has since reported the matter to police. Appendix 4, Chair, we have attached showing the letter we wrote to Kunenepa, the response from the Kunenepa group, and also the letter to police as Appendix 4. Remedial measure. Management will ensure that the applicants under the Women, Youth and Community Empowerment Grants beneficiaries are guided on CDF guidelines. There would be offenders, Chair, who would be required to refund the money to the local authority. Failure to do so, Chair, the council will report the matter to police. 4, Nyamsamfya Youth Cooperative, abandoned chicken run. Page 7. Management response and cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings that the chicken run for the group was abandoned due to the fact that the group made a loss and had no working capital, and at the same time failed to provide financial records. Action taken. Management wished to report that the group was instructed to provide evidence that they had made loss, to which they have failed to do so. Council officers, together with livestock officers, made a backstopping site visit to the cooperative to follow up on the remaining funds. However, this proved futile as the group executive members did not cooperate. The council wrote to the group instructing them to pay back the funds and have not complied. Chair, the matter has since been reported to police, and see Appendix 5 for the letter to the group and also the letter to police. Remedial measure. The council is in collaboration with the Department of Livestock will intensify training of beneficiary groups in animal husbandry and disease management in order to minimize mortality. 5, failure to start operating the cooperative, Chichipandwe Multipurpose Cooperative. Page 8, cause of query, that's management response. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that the group misapplied oil they procured for carpentry business, leading to the failure of the group to undertake the venture. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to report that the 1,470 kwacha, which was misappropriated, was mobilized, Chair, by the group and paid back into the account, and a deposit slip was submitted to the council. The BASCO was handed over to the group custodian, and the business share is operational. See Appendix 6, where we have the letter to the group's fund and the deposit slip of the misappropriated funds being paid back. Remedial measure. Management will ensure that beneficiary groups are trained, closely monitored during implementation to ensure funds are utilized for the intended purpose. 6, misapplication of youth, women, and community empowerment grants. Mataraza Group. Chair, page 9. Management response and cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that the group in their application did not have a component included for the training of members using the grant. Action taken. Management wish to report that the cooperative managed to pay back 3,000, leaving a 500, and the tailoring business for the club is now in operation. A deposit slip was submitted to the council. Chair, see Appendix 7, that shows the letter we wrote to the Matarazia Group and also a deposit slip of the 3,000. Remedial measure. Management will endeavor to train and closely monitor the implementation of the projects to prevent such occurrence in future. 7, Chipako Women's Club, indebted cooperative. Chair, on page 10, management response, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that the group had faced financial challenges in the completion of the grocery shop, which caused the cooperative to seek a loan. The group initially applied for an amount to also cater for the construction of a shop, as well as the capital needed for them to start operating the grocery business. However, Chair, when the group was funded a 40,000, they prioritized the construction of a shop which was not completed using the disbursed amount. This led them to borrow additional funds for completion of the structure without the capital for stocking the grocery shop. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to report that the group was instructed to settle their debt and made a commitment to pay back the debt. The group was also advised to apply for more funding to settle their debt and start running the grocery business. Chair, see Appendix 8 for the letter to the group and also a letter acknowledgement for the guidance we gave. Remedial measure, Chair. Council will continue to sensitize the beneficiary groups to ensure that they stick to their approved projects proposals for the effective implementation of the funded projects. 8, underfunding to cooperatives. Management response. Chair, cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that the CDF committee reduced the amounts against management advice in trying to certify a large number of applicants. Action taken, Chair. Management wish to report that the CDF committee was advised to stick to the amounts recommended by the Technical Appraisal Committee, TAC. Further, The affected groups were advised to seek guidance from the council before making changes to their business proposals. Chair, see Appendix 9, where we have minutes where we advise the committee, also the list of recommendations made by TAC with the amounts. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will always advise the Constituency Development Fund Committee, CDF, to ensure that amounts recommended by the Technical Appraisal Committee, TAC, were adhered to in order to avoid changes in the business proposals by applicants once funded. Chair, Part B, cross-cutting issues. This is cross-cutting audit findings. Appendix 1, budget performance. Cause of query. The council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding that the amount of 14,081,928 was not spent at the time of audit, out of which, Chair, we are saying 2,777,505 was brought forward from the previous year as a result of delayed procurement and implementation of some approved projects. Action taken. Management wish to report that out of the unspent funds amounting to 14,081,928, Chair, 9,094,424 has been spent on various capital projects, which include procurement of earth-moving equipment amounting to 6,165,550. Of this equipment, there were 2 number tipper trucks, 1 water bowser, 1 roller compactor, and 1 excavator. Also, procurement of desks, Chair, an amount of 1,638,873. The other funds amounting to 350,000 was for the rehabilitation of boreholes, 140,000 drilling of boreholes, 800 for construction of maternity annex, and Chair, 701,000 for grants has now been spent, leaving a balance of 3,500,000 for the Akro Bridge, which is under procurement stage. Amounts retained as either retention or savings from the cost of the projects, and the 786,505 for desks, Chair. Remedial measures. Council will endeavor to expedite the implementation of any approved projects going forward. Appendix 2, failure to spend. Page 13. Chair, the amount is 10,643,105. Management response. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that an amount of 10,643,105 was unspent due to ongoing projects, being construction of 1x3 classroom block at Yosefe Day Secondary School and a box culvert at Mtundumula Crossing Point. Chair, during the period under review, some payments for procured earth-moving equipment, which is 2 tipper trucks, 1 number water bowser, 1 number roller compactor, and 1 number excavator, had not yet been paid for. The construction of abutments from Tetezi Akro Bridge crossing point is at procurement stage. Action taken. Management wish to report, Chair, that a total of 7,000,000 094,067 has since been paid for the purchase of earth-moving equipment as well as construction of a 1x3 classroom block at Yosefe Secondary School and Mtundumula Box Culvert. The balance is committed to the construction of abutment for the Mtetezi Akro Bridge crossing point and retention for other completed projects. Chair, see Appendix 10 for the breakdown of the approved projects. Remedial measures, Chair. Council will endeavor to expedite the procurement and implementation of projects going forward. Appendix 3, misapplication of funds, 10,000. Cause of query, page 14, Chair. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that Council paid, Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that Council paid a total sum of 30,000 to Mafefe Community Cooperative as a CDF grant for the purpose of starting a poultry business. However, the cooperative misapplied a 10,000 by giving it to other people who were not members of the cooperative. Action taken. Council instructed the cooperative to deposit the misapplied funds back into the CDF bank account. However, the cooperative has not complied and the matter, Chair, has been reported to police, this being a public fund now. Remedial measure. Council will endeavor to closely monitor the implementation of the projects to prevent such occurrences in future. Appendix 9.1, bursary, secondary school and skills development, Chair, unspent grant. 2,464,869. Management response. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that a total of 318 secondary boarding school and 99 skill development bursary beneficiaries were paid for during the 2022, resulting in a total expenditure, Chair, of 2,425,714 and a balance of 2,464,869 unspent funds due to the fact that the list of skills and secondary boarding applications for 2022 had been exhausted, Chair. Action taken. Management wish to report that the Constituency Development Fund Committee, CDF, at its sitting held on 29th August 2022, under minute number CDF/51/08/22, approved a virement of unspent amount for bursaries and skills development towards procurement of 1,916 desks, amounting to 2,490,800. Council further obtained ministerial approval to channel the unspent funds toward the procurement of the above stated desks. Chair, see Appendix 12. This is for extract minutes and also the ministerial approval. Chair, remedial measures, page 15. Chair, applications for bursary, Chair, are demand driven. Therefore, funds are allocated and paid as per number of applications received, approved, Chair, and verified. Management will continue to sensitize and educate the members of the community so as to increase the uptake of the bursaries and skills development component. I submit, Chair. Mwanza John Eke, Council Secretary.
Thank you very much. Honorable Dr. Mwanza, Honorable Simumba.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, area member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency, Petaoke district. I take you to page 1. Poor workmanship, Tundumula crossing point. This crossing point, council spent 1.4 million kwacha. And within just one rainy season, the bridge, or rather the culvert, the riding surface is eroded. My questions are that who did the design? And did the contractors follow the design? The second question is, council was well vested in the fact that Mambwe constituency was procuring very expensive earth-moving equipment amounting to more than 6 million kwacha. What motivated the council to decide to use labor-based approach for this very important crossing point, which even has a lot of construction challenges because it is in a waterlogged area?
Okay. Thank you. Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. Who did the designs? Chair, the designs were done by our engineering department in Mambwe. And Chair, on the question that did the contractor follow the designs? Chair, yes, those are the designs that were done, and it was not the contractor himself, but Chair, it was done under labor-based by our engineers at the council. And the Chair, what motivated us to use labor-based when we are procuring the earth-moving equipment? Chair, at the time of implementation of the project, the equipment had not yet been procured. I thank you.
Honorable Mtelo.
Thank you, Chair. In your remedial measures, you have categorically stated to say there should have been addition of more box and ring culverts. But you've gone ahead just maintaining the status quo. Should the rain as it had, don't you think you'll be redoing the same works after your own engineers observed to say this needs more works? You've gone ahead just putting some gravel on top. Chair, if it will rain again, the same gravel they've put will be eroded. Why have you done what you have you yourselves marked it to say this is wrong, we should have done this?
Just in addition, who is the director engineering? Director engineering? You are the one that designed this bridge.
Thank you very much, Chair. Yes, the designs were done in collaboration with the RDA office. The assessments were done together with them, and the designs were done in collaboration with them. But we implemented the project ourselves as Mambwe Town Council.
Oh, I want to be very categorical. Let me maybe come this way. You are the one that was supervising these works.
Yes, indeed, Chair.
And to you, you certified the works were okay?
Yes, Chair.
But you saw what happened within a year. Anyway, you saw what happened within a year. Like my colleague, I'm worried, like the committee or my colleague, that it means every year we'll be working on the same. Anyway, Council Secretary, you need to answer the question from Honorable Mutero.
Thank you, Chair. In my remedial measures, I acknowledge to have stated that going forward, more box culvert and ring culvert are supposed to be put on the stretch. Chair, yes, that's what we now recommend as management. Chair, we went ahead and resurfaced the stretch, the 10-meter stretch, because as at the time we are doing that, Chair, there was no additional funding which were given to this project to put the ring culverts and also so what we did was to put a ready measure that people and the community should continue using the bridge. Chair, I submit.
Council Secretary, was that the standard, or you just wanted people to be crossing? In your mind, you are aware that at least when the rains come, it will be washed away. But you wanted people to be crossing.
Chair, is not the standard. I submit, Chair.
The Honorable Mutero and the Honorable Mwanza.
There was no money. I guess now, before coming here, Mamwe had money. Money enough. Have you now allocated some money to put more boxes and culverts here? And if you have, where is the evidence? If you have not, when do you think that you will do?
Just a minute, we take up two questions. Honorable Mwanza.
Does Mambwe, I've seen that on your earth moving equipment, do you have a grader? And the Director of Works just confirmed that the design was done by RDA in collaboration with the council. So I take you to Appendix 1. The picture which is showing the ring culverts. Would you confirm that the ring culverts were designed not to have an apron and wing walls? And do you have the design so that we match it with what the work, what was executed on site? And where are the proof of expenses for this particular project in terms of the cost, labor cost, and the materials to justify the 1.4 million kwacha? And even the completion certificate is not even, I cannot see the completion certificate. So where is the ledger to show the breakdown of the cost of this particular crossing point?
Council Secretary.
Thank you very much, Chair. Have you allocated more funds? Chair, in the 2023, there was no funds which were allocated for putting more culverts or ring. But we wish, Chair, that since 2024 has not yet been fully allocated, Chair, we'll take your advice and ensure that in 2024 we recommend to the CDF to put money to put more culverts. Chair, the question, do you have a grader? Yes, Chair, we have a grader which Council procured in 2013. It's still running. Where the culverts designed not to have aprons on the ring. Chair, allow me to pass the question to the engineer so that he assists me on the same.
Director Engineer.
Thank you very much, Chair. So the ring culverts that are being referred to are intermediate relief culverts because this crossing point covers a stretch of 250 meters. So there are 2 sets of ring culverts as intermediate, and the main box culverts which had wing walls. I submit, Chair.
The money involved.
Chair, the money involved was 1.4 million. Chair, I pass the question to the Director of Finance if we have, or Chair, we apologize if we didn't carry the expenditure. The ledger.
Thank you, Chair. The ledger we have, but I'm sorry, Chair, to report that we did not carry the ledgers, Chair, but they are there at the office.
Okay, just in addition, maybe before, you said you didn't put it in 2023. This was 2022. And from your own submission, you said this is a very important crossing point. And it was washed out. It was not well done because you didn't have enough money. 2023, you had enough money, and you decided not to look at it. You're waiting for 2024. Don't you think that as Mambwe Town Council, you are depriving our people service?
Thank you, Chair. The pattern we have now, Chair, is that to approve the projects for the next financial year, we approve them in advance in December. So it was difficult because at the time of audit, the 2023 projects had already been approved. That's why, Chair, we want to push it to 2024. I thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you. For the next year, you approve in December. Have you approved? Because for 2024, the December is last year. Have you approved for this?
2024.
Chair, thank you for the question. The 2024, unfortunately, Chair, we have not finished the approvals for 2024. No. I want to be very frank.
From your
Chair.
Submission, that's what.
Yes, Chair.
But you are saying it's December.
Yes.
So you have done it already.
Chair, I apologize for that. Let me state that we do it in December up to February. That's what we have been doing, Chair. I apologize for that, Bishop.
Honorable.
Chair, thank you very much. Seriously, this is a very serious committee, and it always takes what you are submitting. When you submit to this committee that you always approve projects in December, and here you are telling the committee that we are going to reconsider putting the very project we are talking about in 2024. Which sitting are you going to use to consider this project, since the projects that are supposed to be considered for 2024 have already been approved? Chair, submit.
Honorable Singombe, before you respond, Honorable Singombe.
Chair, I'm grateful. CS, what mechanisms are you inviting to ensure that the BOQ does not escalate, looking at the fact that this bridge is a 2022 funding, and then you have stated that you want to put it in 2024, which I agree. Aren't you aware that most likely that the BOQ is going to increase to higher levels? And secondly, are you also stating to this committee as a local authority that you exhausted all the funds under 2023, that you could not even make a variation from your savings? Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Nyambose, Then I'll give an addition.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, on the same, the Council Secretary has indicated that, or the Director of Engineering, that the designs were done in collaboration with RDA. And listening to him, he indicated, or the Council Secretary indicated that this erosion was caused by the change of water flow. Chair, the competent people to know the terrain are the same officers, Director Engineering, and he should have advised on the designs. Chair, he knows the terrain and he knows where to put culverts. Looking at the terrain, why didn't you do your due diligence or your technical or expertise, to use your expertise to ensure that culverts were put at the right point where the water flows? Because the water was flowing to a point where it is supposed to flow. But you indicate here that the culverts were, the place was eroded because it changed course. Did you do your proper technical analysis when constructing this bridge, Chair? I submit.
Thank you. In addition to, I hope we have taken all the questions, but in addition, now that Council Secretary, you have all seen that the labor-based method is not giving us good results. Are you considering a full contract on the same bridge, considering the fact that you have already spent more than 1 million on that crossing point, small crossing point? 1.4. Please respond.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I took all the questions. I'll start with what seating are you going to use from Honorable Smumba? Chair, I want to make an apology to this Honorable Committee that I just said projects are approved in December, always approved in December. Chair, it's a process from December to February. We always take that process. Chair, I apologize for that. Then, Chair, with your guidance and also what we have, Chair, that we want to take this matter of adding more culverts to the CDF committee. Chair, this year, as we conclude all the sittings, we have received the applications, which most of them, Chair, I might not have it now, include the crossing point. POQs, don't you think they escalate, Chair? Chair, I'll leave this question for the Director as I conclude the other questions, so that, don't you think the POQs will escalate? Change cost of water. The question, Chair, that has come from Honorable Nyambose. Chair, maybe what we have not made known to the committee that this river has got a bridge already, which was there before the culverts were constructed. There was a bridge already. And where we did the culverts and the rings is where most of the time water just spill over the knee, people will be cut off because the water will not be passing in that bridge, will be passing, but the other water will go, will go to that stretch. So we had to do those. Unfortunately, the change of course that the water is almost stopping to pass through that bridge, and all the waters now are going to the, but at first it was passing to that bridge. Full contract. Chair, these two I want to refer to my Director, Engineering. I thank you, Chair.
Honorable Nyambose. Yes, Honorable Nyambose.
Chair, I don't know, I'm not a technical person, but I know that at a certain point, there is where the Council Secretary is saying that the water stopped passing through the bridge. It was flowing some point. You have the earth-moving equipment. Why didn't you consider the cheapest way of desilting the points and making the water flow to a point where you want it to flow?
Yes.
Because spending, Chair, 1.4 million, it's huge sums of money. I've just been showing my council, they've sent me pictures of short, Less than 500, a very well done bridge which is taking place in Chasefu. Another bridge which is being done at 1.2 is a huge bridge connecting Chama South. Chama South. But this amount, they're looking at these culverts, Chair. I'm scared, Chair.
Yeah, actually, you know, it invites a lot of comments. That is huge amount of money. That's a lot of money, Council Secretary, 1.4. And you are still claiming the same is eroded. Then what? Where did you put that money on? And that issue to say no water now was following where you have constructed, where you put culverts. It stopped passing through where it was passing. Now it has followed. You know, it's something that you human beings are able, engineers are able to redirect, even redirect the flow of that water so that it doesn't arise. I don't believe that you have done a good job on this bridge, and this is one thing that requires a physical visitation. This one. You remember 2000 and 2-3 years ago, we were treated the same thing as this committee in Namwara. And we went there, and what we found, they were saying the same thing, that no, water could not pass through the culvert, water is passing this side. But engineers, and we went there. It was a sorry sight. And I think officers were charged there.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. On the question that you consider putting a full contract in future. Chair, this is the question I've directed to my Director of Engineering.
Yes. Director of Engineering, I have 2 questions that were thrown to you. Please respond. Director of Engineering, your mic? Yes. Oh, there's another one, the third one.
Yes, Chair. There is another one that I wanted to find out. There is where you have stated to say, additionally, you need to construct more box and ring culverts along the 250 meters stretch in order to give adequate relief to the increased water volume. I wanted to find out from you, at which point did you know that this was needed? Is it after you have done the work, or after, before you did the work? I submit, Chair.
Director Engineering, Honorable Simon, we wanted to add something there?
Yeah, something to make my understanding very clear. The CS in his statement, he said there was a bridge. So just help me. Are you saying there is already an existing bridge, or there was a bridge? If there was a bridge, what has happened to that bridge?
Yes, you can respond to that before we go to Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. There is a bridge, not there was. There is a bridge. When you are coming from the officers, like you are going to the other direction, you first reach the bridge. But what I explained, Chair, is that due to this flood which we experienced, which we have never experienced, that's the flood the Republican President followed in Mambo. The waters we experienced were just too much. The water changed course now. It's not passing very much in that bridge. Most of the water now has been channeled to the 250 stretch which we constructed where there's the culvert. Chair, that's what I submitted. I thank you, Chair.
Director Engineering, before we close that, please respond.
Thank you very much, Chair. I would like to begin by responding to a question by Honorable Simumba as to at what point did we realize that we needed to add more box culverts to give adequate relief. Indeed, Honorable, this was discovered after the floods. Like the CS had indicated, there is already an existing bridge, but this stretch of 250 meters was a point that where water would collect after the water flows, it would remain collecting at the stretch. So the whole idea was to raise the road along the stretch of 250 meters and provide relief culverts so that at least even if the water settles there, being the last point, people would still be able to cross. So the height of the road was raised to a point of 1.5 meters by backfilling with gravel and compacting, and over the stretch of 250 meters, that's where we constructed these relief culverts, 1 box culverts and 2 sets of ring culverts that are shown in the progress report, the photos. So like the CS indicated, this 250 meter stretch is now acting more like the main river, because the water is not flowing, is not following its natural flow to pass through the existing bridge. So the water levels had risen more than expected, and out of the 250 meter stretch, it's a portion of 10 meters that was that had its gravel eroded, according to the auditors. So at that very 10 meter stretch is where we are proposing another additional culvert to give enough relief. Otherwise, the remaining 240 meter stretch is not having its water flowing on top of the embankment. Additionally, Chair, there was a question about there was a question about if the council has intentions of going the full contract way. Of course, going forward, the council has intentions of giving such projects on full contract basis as opposed to labor-based. And I may also wish to indicate that at the time of constructing this culvert, we had no equipment. We did not own equipment as a council. At that point, we just depended on hired equipment. In fact, now that we have our own equipment, which include an excavator, we also have intentions of possibly redirecting the water into its natural flow, as opposed to where it had broken the banks. I submit, Chair.
Chair, I'm glad that the council has intentions of redirecting the water into its natural flow. These intentions, implement them, because it will save you a lot of money. Remember, you have an existing bridge, and once you redirect the water, you find that the flow will ease on this small bridge that you've constructed. I wanted to ask if you had those intentions, but now that you've said you have those intentions, you will just spend a little money on fuel. You already have the equipment, and then you will save yourselves more money to go and put more culverts. We understand there was floods, so can we revert to the bridge so that you are able to apply more funds to other equally important projects? I submit, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. We'll take it.
Dr. Mwanza.
Chair,
but
I think
before you come in, Doctor, it would have been better to say we did not have all equipment, because you had the grader by 2013. Yes or no?
That's true, Chair.
Yes. We are listening and taking note. Doc.
Chair, I think this is a serious misuse of public funds.
Honorable members, let's be winding on this question.
Serious misuse of public resources. A stretch of 250 meters costing 1.4 million kwacha, and they never dared to account for it, for the money. How much was spent on the materials? How much was spent on labor? These are very key, pertinent information that was supposed to be furnished to this committee, because this is a failed project. Starting from design engineers have got no excuses, because it's not the first time that that place has flooded. So they were supposed to do flood analysis controls.
Thank you, Doc.
Now, what motivated the council not to bring project accounts to account for the worth 1.4 million kwacha? Not just a ledger, but what the cost of materials, where you bought them from, and so on and so forth.
CS?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to apologize again. Like I said, that we just followed the query of the 10 meters, which was eroded. So, and what we have done as action, Chair, I apologize. Better off, Chair, we are able to bring those, but we don't have them here, Chair. I want to say the facts.
We had.
Thank you, Chair.
And the quicker you bring them, you have to bring them to Secretariat. The better, before we make our own conclusions. Honorable members, let's get moving. Honorable Siakafuswa.
Chair, the correct pronunciation is Shakafuswa, not Siakafuswa. I wish to take you to page 4.
Page 4
and 5. Irregular disbursement of empowerment grants for Nsenzi general dealers and Kunenepa general dealers. The council gave 5,000 kwacha to Nsenzi general dealers, a business owned by one person, Naomi Band. And then Kunenepa general dealers, a 30,000 kwacha, a club owned by 6 people against the CDF guidelines that empowerment grants will be given to a club consisting not less than 10 members. I want to find out, why did we not adhere to the CDF guidelines? And because in this case, both recipients misused the money. Naomi misused the money. The other Kunenepa general dealers, they shared the money. Chairman getting 10,000 kwacha and giving the others 5,000 kwacha each. I've seen that you wrote letters to them to pay back this money. Why did we pay these clubs without following the CDF guidelines? I submit, Chair.
Straight and clear. CS?
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, in my submission and cause of query, Chair, I've submitted and that on the why did you not follow guidelines, Chair, I've submitted that overwhelming applications, which were many, which the TAC was looking at. 2, Chair, I've said some ward development committees did not submit the applications on time, so the TAC had very little time to verify the documents because they delayed. And I apologized and I said this should not continue. And that one we apologize, we have no way to run out of it. Secondly, Chair, on Kunenepa. On Kunenepa, Chair, yes, the auditors' findings were that the group consisted of 6 people. Chair, the group consists of 10 people, but out of 10, it's only 6 that misused. The other 4 did not take part in the misuse. That one, Chair, I have the applications, which shows all the names of the 6 for Kunenepa. I submit, Chair.
Honorable Member.
Chair, thank you very much. And it's worrying that for 5. It's worrying to hear from the CS Chair to submit to this committee that the reason they didn't follow guidelines, it was because of the overwhelming response from the applicants. Chair, how many of those applications did they receive? They received only 407. And to Mambwe Town Council, 407 applicants is overwhelming. So, to them, they're telling this committee that every time they will be receiving the overwhelming response, this will be happening. They won't be following the guideline. Is that the standard that you are telling this committee, that every time when you receive the overwhelming response to the Mambwe Town Council, 407 is an overwhelming response, you will be not following the guidelines that the CDF requires? Chair, I submit.
Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I've submitted in my remedial measures that management to ensure, Chair, that there would be beneficiaries under the Women, Youth and Community Empowerment grants meet the minimum requirements as provided by the guidelines. So I want to stress, we will not repeat this because of receiving overwhelms. We will make sure that the applications are well scrutinized. Chair, I apologize for the mishap that happened. We agree to this fact.
Thank you, Chair, once again. Chair, this is worrying. 400. Is it overwhelming? That is my first question. Second, Chair, they wrote letters to the police on 16th January 2024, just after audit and when they knew that they were appearing before this committee. What assurance or what are you telling this committee that what you are submitting will be implemented? Lastly, Chair, to the internal auditor. I'm sure we have the internal auditor, Madam. How did you pass these payments? Giving an individual that amount, and even when you are doing monitoring, what measures did you put in place as a follow-up when your monitoring programs were taking place? Chair, I submit.
Council Secretary, you can be assisted by internal.
Thank you, Chair. Before I pass it to the auditor, yes, Chair, we wrote letters 2024. Chair, I want to submit that as I'm talking, you already started going with police. I know this is a committee of evidence. I might not produce where we are with police now, but we have already started going with the police to these various groups to make sure that we are assisted to recover the money. Secondly, Chair, is it overwhelming in Mambwe to receive 401 and we call it overwhelming? Chair, I'll pass to the Director.
Planner.
Thank you, Chair. So the overwhelming response, it's not really the numbers we make overwhelming, but I think it was the time the TSC had upon receiving those applications and the time to present them to the CDFC. So of course, because every year CDF is increasing, so even the numbers of application will be increasing. So the assurance to this House is that going forward, we'll be paying closer attention and we'll endeavor to ensure that good time is given between the time the WDCs submit those applications to the time that we present, so that we prevent this occurrence from happening again.
Chair, and in addition, before I pass it to the auditor, Chair, I want to agree with this, the observations of this House. it was really a mishap to give the money to one person. But Chair, I want also to submit that 2022, for us in local authorities, it was a learning process, especially all the interaction with the community, ourselves, and the elected leaders. So we apologize for this, Chair. I want to apologize. Thank you, Chair. I can pass it, Chair, now to the auditor.
Yes, auditor.
Thank you so much, Chair. I think I just want to admit that at a time the pre-audit was taking place, I was unable to actually realize that one of the companies is actually owned by one person. But going on forward, as internal audit, you are going to enhance internal controls. Thank you so much, Chair.
Sumumba, then...
Chair, one of the duties of the council is to provide services to the people. And also the second is to make sure that they follow the guidelines. Now, the guidelines are very straight, especially where grants are concerned. They should be a cooperative comprising of not more or less than 10 people. Now, I want the CS to confirm that this cooperative, Kunenepa General Dealers, they saw their application and they went ahead, which the cooperative had only 6 people. I want you to confirm, to say, really, we saw this application and there were only 6 members and we proceeded to pay. Chair, I submit.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Sumimba, I want to confirm that Kunenepa, there are 10 people, not 6. And in my submission, Chair, I said only 6 participated in the misapplication. But the total number of members, there are still 10. Chair, I submit.
Honorable Singombe, you had a question.
Chair, for me, I think it is just a concern. You are a council secretary. Suppose Mambwe is upgraded to a municipality, do you still remain a council secretary? As a position, are you not supposed to be upgraded? If Mambwe is upgraded to a city, are you still going to remain as a council secretary? So, Chair, what I'm saying is that the enhanced CDF can actually assist our local authority to be upgraded. Are we going to continue with this kind of laissez-faire attitude and remain as a town council for years? For me, Chair, it's just an advice to my colleagues that please, can we ensure that we grow our areas by utilizing the monies prudently? All of you, when I look at you, you get upgraded by virtue of working hard and also upgrading Mambwe. But we want to misuse the money and continue remaining at the same position. You want to go and work in Chipata, a city, when you have been given an opportunity to upgrade yourself by ensuring that you do things that makes our economy grow within Mambwe. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Simon.
Chair, another question on page 3. A failure to follow constituency development fund guidelines. Chair, it has observed that the council overspent about 229,067. Now, according to their response, they are stating to say the management acknowledges the auditor's findings that council disbursed amounts totaling to 2,033,300 as grants, resulting in over expenditure of 229,067. under the CDF, under the 22 CDF allocation, due to the fact that the reversals were added to the amount spent. Now, Chair, I note this table. The first question that I wanted to find out from the CIC is, what caused these 80 reversals amounting to 116,000? Also, I would want to know the type of transaction that you are doing, that every transaction, it resulted to a reversal. Chair, I submit.
Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, allow me to pass the question to the Director of Finance to assist me answering this question.
Director of Finance, you can use this mic. Like that. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. What caused these reversals was that when the applicants were submitting their particulars, that is certificates, bank accounts, and whatever, the council received the way they had submitted. But when we took the payments to the bank realized that some of them they were giving us account numbers which were not correct. Maybe there was some omissions or so. So the bank had to make reversals. So that was the main cause for the reversals. It was just the submissions which they provided to the council,
So
but
in
the
short,
bank rejected because they wanted them to be corrected, Chair.
So in short, you passed it. You passed it, and it's the bank that detected that.
Yes, Chair, because the accounts, the bank accounts are not issued by the council. They are issued by the bank. So as someone submits an account...
No, sir, I think you need to reverse that. Can you withdraw that the council doesn't provide bank accounts? We should withdraw that. Every one of us here is aware that councils do not issue account numbers. It's the bank.
Withdraw,
so
Chair.
it's demeaning to say the least. That you can impute us that, you know...
And apologize.
That's not right. What I'm saying is, when you look at the query is saying failure to follow guidelines. It's not the bank that failed. So I'm saying you are the ones that failed to make sure that all the documents, because you have a checklist, isn't it?
Yes, Chair.
When the ministry sent a checklist, didn't send it to the bank, it sent it to you. And you passed it, and you went to the bank, and the bank said, no, you have not done this. So how did you manage to pass that thing when you have the checklist? Because in the first place, you should have known. That's why my colleague is worried. Why should you have all these reversals when you have the checklist and you're able to know that all the documents have been done, and then they can go through. But up to 6 entries, you don't detect. What else, man?
Chair, thank you very much. I wanted to know, like my colleague has indicated, 6 I think is a big number. 8, if it was 1, I think you can.
Yes.
Yeah. But is there anything that you do as a local authority to confirm that information that you are sending to the bank is actually correct?
Council Secretary, Honorable Nyambose, addition.
Chair, the best proof, don't you think, was supposed to be a bank statement, not this which you have written, to confirm that the bank actually, these numbers or figures were being reversed by the bank? Don't you think a bank statement, Chair, could have been more authentic than this table they have prepared themselves?
Council Secretary, Treasurer.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Honorable. We have submitted in the report that the bank statements have been attached on the appendix 2. Appendix 2? Yes, we have got a bank statement. Okay. And even
highlighted the transactions which were reversed.
It's the next question, whilst I'm checking.
Yes, Chair. My next question is on page 6 and page 9. It's application of youth, women and community empowerment grant, Mantalaza Group for tailoring, and the Nyamusafia Youth Cooperative abandoned chicken run. I note for the abandoned chicken run that this group had started, they bought 100 chickens and only 25 survived. And for Mantalaza Group, they bought 2 tailoring machines and decided to misapply 3,500 to sponsor one of their group members to undertake a tailoring course. I note, Chair, on page 15 that Mambwe Council had unspent skills bursaries of 2.4 million kwacha, which they wired somewhere. My question is, how much sensitization or support are you giving to these clubs? On the other hand, we have money which is meant to help support these clubs. You have seen in the other group, they are spending 3.5 to go and undertake a course to learn how to do tailoring. Yet we have the same money which is to support these people unspent. I hope you are getting me. For the chicken run, they also needed support. So my question is actually general. That's why I picked on these two. How much support are we giving to our people? Because if I look at Mambwe, of course the literacy levels could be very low. Yet the absorption rate for the skills grant is equally very low. How much are you doing in terms of sensitization for our people to get skills so that they can run these business ventures better when you give them these grants? I submit, Chair.
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. Nyamusafia and Matalaza. How much sensitization? Chair, first and foremost, the 3,500,000, Chair, sorry, that was used for sending summer to school. Chair, we have acknowledged that it was not part
it's
of...
3,500, not 3 million.
Sorry, 3,500. Chair, they had done this minus consultation, but Chair, we have done all the sensitization on the Radio Munkanya in the church, going forward even with the programs of the planning to the community, that this money for skills training. Chair, only that I think this group, they did not apply for the 3.5 to take their member to skills training. Chair, let me pass it to DPO if he has something to add.
DPO.
Thank you, Chair. As we have mentioned earlier, I think the beginning was a bit rough, but I think we intensified on the sensitization in terms of educating people on the objective of CDF, because it's a chain. People get skills, they get empowered, they contribute to the community. So I think, as the CS has mentioned, when this club was initially funded, had they consulted the council?
Okay, just there, DPO.
Yes, Chair.
When you say you had challenges, you know what the government did? what the government did actually was to make sure that they orient you before the funds were sent. They wanted to equip you. Ask your council secretary how many workshops he attended over the CDF, starting with the launch in Livingston. And then even the guidance on documentary guidance, they gave you all that. And yes, you could have, if you would say the challenge of transport going there, maybe would have that before you received the monitoring vehicle. But the actual, monitoring, sensitizing our people, educating our people on how to go about this, you had enough knowledge as councils, because the government, I know through the Ministry of Local Government, they took time to make sure that the members of staff, the technocrats, our officers are sensitized, our officers are guided, they are given enough guidance. So when the officers come here and say we are the challenge, because this, at times I don't feel the committee is not convinced, because we are aware, fully aware that the government did, or the ministry did the needful before even giving you the monies. That this is, in terms of grants, in terms of loans, this is what you are supposed to be doing. You are supposed to make sure you give the people, even before you give them, you give, once those that are successful clubs and cooperatives, you meet them, you educate them. When they are starting doing whatever they are doing, you are always with them, because to make sure that they are doing the right thing. And I'm aware that there is administrative component where you draw money to go and do such activities. So whilst you are explaining that going forward, yes, even before you are supposed to do the right thing. We'll take that for now. The last one, Honorable Simumba.
Thank you, Chair. I'll take you to page 12. Page 12 and 13. Chair, there is a failure to spend. I'm interested on this table where there's a number of projects that were brought forward. There are 5. A number of approved projects in 2022, there are 7. Number of projects completed, there are 5. Number of work in progress, project 4, and the number of outstanding 3. Now, Chair, I'm interested, I need to take you to Appendix 10. Let's go to Appendix 10, where they have listed the projects for 2022 CDF. And I'm interested in Kakumba, where you constructed a 1x3 classroom block. Kakumbi, yes, Kakumbi. The project amount, Chair, is 850,000, and they have paid 803. The balance is only 4666.38. Chair, it means they have paid more than 90%. And according to our guidelines, the retention has to be 10%. And when you calculate the 10% of this retention, Chair, you need to remain with 85,000 kwacha. I wanted to find out what interest does the council have in this contractor whom they have paid more than 95% and leaving only 46,666 instead of the remaining would have been 85,000. Chair, I submit.
Council Secretary.
Yes, Chair. Allow me to pass it to the Director Works
Director
to
Engineering.
assist me to answer the variation, Chair.
Director Engineering.
Also, Chair, sorry, I forgot one. Also, the completion certificate is not attached, and we want to see. Where is that completion certificate? Chair, submit.
Director Engineering.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, if we look at the amount that is remaining, it is 46,000, which is about 5% of the 850. Maybe after this, I'll allow with your permission, the procurement officer to speak to that. Otherwise, according to the contract that was signed, 10% should be withheld as retention upon completion, and then after the final certification, half of the 10% should be paid. That's what the contract document said. So it's retention after completion, and after final certification, if all things are satisfactory, 5% should be paid the contractor, leaving 5% which is paid after the defects liability period. I submit.
So you have the certificate?
The completion certificate.
Completion certificate.
We have it, Chair.
Chair, we have it, but maybe it was not attached to the document, but I think I have seen it. We have it.
We want to see it.
We have it. You have it? Auditor. Check your document.
Okay, another question. What is the final question? Honorable Manza.
Thank you, Chair. It's on the same. It's a follow-up question.
Yes.
This Director of Works just mentioned that at the completion of a project, 5% retention is paid to the contractor. And at the end of the defects liability period, you pay the remaining 5%. Can Director Procurement confirm the instruction to bidders in the bidding document that this clause is there? Because I've heard it for the first time for Mamboy contracts that we are paying 5% at the completion. Yes. The next one, which clause in the bidding document?
Right now, I may not have through the chair, I may not have the bid document, but it's there in the contract, so they can be read for verification.
Yes, you have to provide that.
Yeah.
The bridge at Mtetezi, the Acro Bridge, is showing that it is under procurement. This is 2024 now, and in Mambwe, it's a disaster-prone area in terms of floods, and this bridge is very, very, very important. What has led to the delay to procure this bridge? And at what procurement stage is it? Is it at the bid evaluation stage? What stage is it? And the scope of work, you are saying construction of 2 abutments at Mtetezi Bridge. Could you confirm that scope of work to justify the 3.55 million kwacha?
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. I pass the question to the Director of Procurement.
Director of Procurement.
Yes, through the chair. At the level that we are at evaluation level. So in 2 weeks now, 2 weeks from now, I think we should be able to award the contract. I submit.
On the same.
Dr. Manza, switch off your mic. Yes.
Chair, this is a 2022 project, and I'm sure the people of Mambwe have been expecting that if this bridge, as it will be constructed, Now, receiving the submission from the procurement officer that's when we'll be procuring. Swearing chair, when the money is there, everything is there, why are you depriving chair the people the right to be closing nicely? Why should you take that long for you to procure this very important bridge that the people of Mambwe expected? Even the MP, I'm sure, has been looking forward to have this, bridge under check what? Chair, check award. Chair, submit.
Thank you very much. Council Secretary.
Mr. Procurement Officer.
As you wind up.
Through the chair. It has delayed in such a way that there were some money were allocated to the earth moving equipment, and also the project was not clear whether we would go the labor way or the contract way. But later on, it was revealed that we would go contract way. And another thing, it was also the designs and the BOQ delayed also to come. I submit.
Chair, I think the honorable member wants to know why taking all this long. The explanation that procurement is giving does not hold water. Surely, do you have to take 1 year just to procure? 1 year when you have the money, we have the competent people, and depriving the people of Mambwe services and goods. Surely, let him give another excuse, not what you have said. 1 year is not 365 days, huh? You are still procuring. I'm not convinced, Chair, with the reasons that have been advanced.
I think the reason, Honorable Singombe, without asking them to redefine what they are trying to put across, the reason is for Mambo, what I've seen is the appetite to put it on labor-based. That's what has delayed, because in his submission he said we were doubting whether to put, but finally we have done that. So in trying to put it on labor-based contract, they have taken all this time. And we want to give you this, our word, Council Secretary, even as we wind up, that the appetite that Mambwe Town Council has for labor-based project, you could be the only council that is doing that. After interacting with all the councils, it could be you alone, with a very good reason as to why you want to continue in the abundance of plenty when you have a lot of money. Why do you insist going on labor-based procurement? You still want to be procuring. We will not encourage that. We assure you that we will not encourage that. And you know that calls for us to be able to look at every project critically. The other thing that we have seen in this local authority is the lack of, monitoring. You are not proactive. We want to bring explanations here which will not hold. We will not listen. Here, what we want to see is service delivery, documentary service delivery to the people in Mambwe, because the enhanced CDF was, meant that people are supposed to, to be transformed. Lives of the people are supposed to be transformed. And we will not get anything short of that. Well, no matter how good the explanation will bring here, if you have not delivered service, we will not. This report that you have seen is below the acceptable standard. We have a lot of the matter has been reported to police. The matter, are you police officers? Are you working at the police station? You are supposed to have guidelines and be able to execute everything under, the guidance that you have been given. So if you are to, every time, even the police will say, but why should you be bringing matters to us? This cooperative to police. This cooperative to police, who fails? In our eyes, it's you who have failed. And you don't expect the police to start working, I mean, doing what you are supposed to do, doing things that you are able to prevent. No. Council Secretary and your team, we want you to be coordinated. We want you to make sure that you are doing the right thing in Imambwe and be able to deliver service. And once you deliver service, everybody will be happy because money is there. Like I was mentioning, not only you, all the local authorities, principal officers, if there is a workshop here, even across in Namibia, all the council secretaries will go there. They will drive there. And they will take 5 days before, they will get 5 days after the workshop. So what is difficult for you to be able to make sure that you are hands-on on these projects, grants and loans? So we urge you to work extra hard and make sure that you do the right thing. The nation, the people are watching, and the people want service delivery. With that now, allow me to withdraw the immunity that was conferred on you and allow you to travel back to Mambo. We'll see you soon on operations report. Thank you very much. You are free to leave.
My name is Elvis Chishalankandu, Member of Parliament for Kaputa constituency. I'm a family man with four children. I have a wife who is a teacher, and I'm 51 now. So the way I'm looking is not the way you may see me, because sometimes you may look youthful, but you are not. So 51 is not a joke. So I was schooled in Kaputa, Kasongwe Primary to be specific, then went to Kamba Secondary Technical School, where I did my